Hi all, if you've come for some ideas on science revision techniques, then you've come to the right place. Myself and the science department have put together these ideas of what we think might be helpful. So let's start off with the very well-known flashcards. But how are you going to use them? So the first idea would be definitions. Keyword on one side, definition on the other. This is really, really important as there are really key words that are needed in these definitions. Definitions come up in all chemistry, physics, and biology every single year, every single paper. So they're guaranteed marks if you know them. Questions and answers. So common questions on one side, answers on the other. And practicals. So you might write the name of the required practical on the front, and then on the back you might have bullet points that are all the really key points that are important to the practical, including the variables. Remember, there's three: the control variable, what you keep in the same; independent variable, what you change; and then the dependent variable, what you measure. It'll also be important to put any calculations that you need to do and any conclusions, just to sum up the practical. You can find some pre-made flashcards at quizlet.com. Okay, so don't feel like you need to make them all yourself. There are some pre-made ones there, but these are really, really important. And when you're doing them, use them with anyone. You can quiz your friends. You can ask your family to quiz you. You can quiz yourself. You know, the ones that you get right, okay, put them to the back of the pile. The ones that you get wrong, put them to the side, have another go at them. The important thing is repetition. Don't just look at them once. Okay, even if you got them right the first time, doesn't mean that you're going to remember that in a week or a month. So look at them little and often. Right, Seneca learning. So great for reading over some of your previously learnt content. What's really important with this is that you do actually read the information. Okay, I've seen many of you where you just sort of flick through and then you just Google the questions. That's not actually helpful to you because it doesn't take much memory to Google and then fill it in straight away. Okay, so try rereading over the content first, then try looking in the notes and the revision guides. Okay, trying to answer the questions first. The more you have to do, the more memorable it will be. That's what's really, really important about this. Same goes for Educate. Great for practice questions. They like to ask some of the same questions, but in slightly different ways, which is what happens in the exam paper. And you want to make sure you know the content, not that you've just learned that specific style of question for the content. And they do have slides for each of the topics for revision. Again, don't just Google for the answers, try and find the answers. Are there any more revision tools? There's loads. Very common ones, BBC Bite Size. Cognito is fantastic. There are so many Cognito videos for nearly every topic. I'm yet to find one that's not there. But don't just watch them, especially watch them while you're scrolling on your phone thinking, oh yeah, I've done 5 minutes, that's great. Make notes. Try summarizing that video. Now that could be to a friend, a family member, even a pet. Anyone that you are summarizing it to, it will help you. It will help you to remember things. Free science lessons, and they were originally designed just for required practicals, but now there's lots more there. So do check out free science lessons. If quick Google, they'll come up. Revision guides. Okay, don't just read over the content. When we are reading, we need to read for a purpose. So try answering the questions first. Then can you find the answers in the content, or is there a specific thing that you wanted to go over? Mind maps. These can be great. What can you remember about a specific topic or a specific area of a topic? And then what couldn't you remember? Add that in a different color. Look back over these mind maps. You can even blue tack them to different places. It's always good to revisit. Is that all? No. There is an endless supply of things out there, but it's important to find out what works for you and do that. There's past paper questions, YouTube channel by Primrose Kitten, I've heard is very good. Physics and maths tutor for physics, past paper questions, and lots more. It is important to find what works for you. There is no point in you spending hours and hours and hours on something that doesn't help you. But I'm yet to find someone that can't revise at all. Okay, it just might be that it's not working for you the way that you're doing it right now. So try something else. Planning your revision is key. So knowing what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. So you don't put an hour aside for revision and spend half an hour of it trying to decide what you're going to do. Put together like a timetable for yourself. The important thing is little and often is the best approach. I say to my classes, revision is a bit like eating a pizza. It's best done one slice at a time. Anything a bit more specific science related? Well, key terminology is so important and definitions are a must. Units, absolutely vital. Quite often they'll tell you what calculation you need to do by looking at the units. If you have any specific questions, please speak to your relevant science teacher. Okay, that'd be chemistry, physics, or biology. And finally, be a genius and good luck from all of the science department. Thank you.